Я работаю в криптовалюте.
Hi, I'm Satoshi Nakamoto. Welcome to my news channel about cryptocurrency, where the most relevant news and promising projects will be covered.
Funding rate. How funding helps predict Bitcoin price reversals. What is the funding rate? The funding rate is a mechanism of periodic payments between traders in the perpetual futures market. It is necessary to ensure that the price of the contract, perp, does not deviate from the real market value of the underlying asset, spot. Unlike classic futures, perpetual contracts do not have an expiration date. Traders can hold positions for years, and funding ensures that the derivative is pegged to the spot price. Today, this instrument is associated not only with large CEXs, but also with the growing sector of decentralized derivatives, perp DEX. Platforms like Hyperliquid and Aster are already competing with traditional exchanges in terms of trading volume and open interest, OI. Dynamics of total trading volume and the largest perp DEXs. How does the funding rate work? The mechanics are simple. One side pays the other depending on the market situation. Positive rate. The futures price is higher than the spot price. Buyers, longs, pay sellers, shorts. This encourages opening short positions and lowers the contract price. Negative rate. The futures price is lower than the spot price. Sellers pay buyers, which motivates opening long positions and pushing the price up. Funding rates against the backdrop of the market correction on January 31st. Thus, the mechanism keeps the price of perpetual futures close to the spot price. When quotes deviate, incentives are created to open opposing positions, helping the market return to equilibrium. The indicator is calculated based on two components. Interest rate. The difference in the cost of borrowing the underlying asset, for example BTC, and the quoted currency, USD, usually stable and small. Premium index. It reflects the deviation of the futures price from the spot price. A positive premium indicates the dominance of bulls. A negative one indicates the dominance of bears. Formulas and values may differ on different platforms, so it is important to study the mechanics of a particular exchange before opening positions. Binance Futures uses a fixed interest rate of 0.03% per day. It is divided into 3 intervals of 0.01%, and payments occur every 8 hours. The current value and timer until the next recalculation are displayed at the top of the trading interface. Binance Futures. Negative funding rate for BTC USDT perpetual futures amid the ongoing market correction in early February. Source: Binance. Why is the funding rate so important? The funding rate is a key mechanism in the perpetual futures segment. It links the contract price to the spot market, stimulates trader activity, and serves as an important analytical tool. Main functions. Price parity. The mechanism keeps the futures price close to the real asset price. Balancing. In case of strong deviations, the rate motivates traders to open positions, returning quotes to equilibrium. Sentiment indicator. Positive funding signals the dominance of bulls, buyers. Negative funding signals the dominance of bears, sellers. Understanding the funding rate mechanism is a necessary skill for working with perpetual futures. Below are 3 key aspects to consider. 1. The cost of holding positions. Funding directly affects the final result of a trade. This is especially noticeable over the long term. A high rate can eat up part of the profit or increase the loss. These costs must be factored into the trading plan in advance. 2. Trading strategies. The indicator opens up opportunities for arbitrage, earning on the difference between futures and spot prices, as well as using delta-neutral strategies. In addition, traders often use interest rate dynamics as an indicator of market sentiment, helping them find optimal entry or exit points. 3. Risk management. During periods of high volatility, funding rates can change rapidly, creating hidden threats to the deposit. Regular monitoring of rates allows you to adjust your portfolio in time and avoid unforeseen commission costs. How to use funding rates for market analysis. Extreme values of the indicator often indicate market overheating. Abnormally high rates indicate excessive optimism, while deeply negative rates indicate panic. In such situations, the probability of a price reversal increases. Therefore, peak funding rate values are often used as a signal to open countertrend positions. The chart below shows how the price of Bitcoin reached local highs against the backdrop of extremely high funding rates. This indicated market overheating and excessive optimism among traders, which usually precedes prolonged corrections. Extremely high funding rates against the backdrop of Bitcoin price highs. In the next chart, the increase in open interest, OI, and price against the backdrop of the funding rate returning to the positive zone indicates a leveling of perpetual contract and spot prices, as well as an active build-up of long positions. Often, after such patterns, futures begin to trade at a premium. Price and open interest growth against the backdrop of funding returning to the positive zone. The following chart illustrates a classic scenario of cascading liquidation of long positions, long squeeze. Sharp decline in price and open interest against the backdrop of funding falling to negative values. The synchronous fall in price and OI here is directly related to the funding rate moving into the negative zone. The mechanics are as follows. The massive forced closure of long positions creates excessive selling pressure, specifically in the futures market. This temporarily drives the contract price below spot quotes, creates a discount. Thus, negative funding combined with a sharp drop in OI serves as the most reliable indicator of bull capitulation and market deleveraging. Another example. An increase in open interest against the backdrop of a decrease in price and rate indicates the dominance of sellers. Market participants are massively increasing short positions. A price and funding rate decrease amidst rising open interest is a sign of bearish dominance. Tracking funding rate dynamics in conjunction with technical analysis helps identify market reversal points and optimize trading strategies. The role of this tool is increasing with the growth of the perp DEX segment. Significant liquidity is now concentrated there, which significantly impacts pricing and the dynamics of the spot and DeFi segments. However, funding rate is not a universal forecasting tool. To avoid errors, the indicator must be used in conjunction with other metrics, such as trading volumes, also paying attention to price trends. A systematic approach to analyzing funding rates and market sentiment allows for more confident action during periods of volatility, reducing risks and increasing the efficiency of trading operations. Go for it!
Like and subscribe to the Crypto Plus channel. Modern technologies have radically changed our society, where cryptocurrency has long been the means of payment. The concentration of capital and the growth of cryptocurrency turnover around the world is already today, where scattered small banks are being replaced by cryptocurrency cross-border payments. One of the most important modern decentralized tokens is Soviet gold chervonets, SOVAUCHER, built into the system of cryptocurrency exchanges and allowing financial transactions, which is the most suitable in the system of gaining your freedom and independence. You are on the right path, comrades.